Hi, I'm Patrick Stegall. I'm a Mississippi criminal defense attorney, and today I'm going to talk about sex crimes. Sex crimes in Mississippi are very serious offenses. If you're convicted of one, you're looking at prison time. You're also looking at registration on the sex offender list. The sex offender list is serious business because that is something that can follow you around forever. You have to tell them where you live, when you move. It really limits you on places where you can live or where you can even work. So if you're facing a sex crime, you've got some serious consequences that you have to be dealing with. First thing to do, obviously, is to talk to a lawyer. You need an attorney who knows these kinds of cases, who can review the evidence with you, because the evidence is what it's all about. That will determine how the case goes, what options you have, how you want to resolve the case. If it's a strong case or a weak case, just depends, and your attorney can help you do that. You need to look at what the alleged victim is saying. Is this a sexual battery type of case where the victim is saying that there was non-consensual sex? Maybe your version is that it was simply consensual sex. Maybe this was one where a lot of alcohol was involved. That's not uncommon in these types of cases. Or maybe it's one where it wasn't even you. Maybe they simply have the wrong person. Maybe it's a misidentification. But you need to look at the evidence to see what they've got. If you decide after looking at the evidence that you don't want to fight it and that you want to try and work out some kind of plea deal, then you may be able to do that. You may be able to plead to a lesser charge. I mean, you can always plead as charged, but usually people don't want to do that. But you may be able to get it broken down to a lesser charge. You may be eligible for probation. It just depends on the type of case. But if this is one that you want to fight, then you need to know what you're getting into, because fighting it and going to trial is very serious. It's stressful, it's a long drawn out fight, it's expensive, and you need to be ready to go all the way, and you need to know exactly what your defense is going to be. And again, that comes from a review of the evidence and working with an attorney who knows what they're doing. Some of the types of sex crimes in Mississippi can include, I think I mentioned sexual battery. That's basically rape. There's also statutory rape in Mississippi, and that can also fall under the sexual battery law. That is where a minor is involved. And the thing about this type of case is that consent is not an issue. Okay? The state does not have to prove that. All they have to prove is that there was an age difference and that the alleged victim was a minor. In Mississippi, that's got to be under 16 years of age. When it's an alleged victim under 16, intent does not matter. It doesn't matter if both of you thought it was right, both of you didn't think you were doing anything wrong, that it wasn't any big deal. The state doesn't have to prove that. It's all about the age difference and the act that was committed. Other types of crimes might include ones involving electronic devices. And in today's world, I mean, you've got to be so careful with these kinds of cases. Exploitation of a minor, sending electronic messages, possession of child pornography with our phones and our social media and email, things that we send and receive and are in possession of. You've got to be so careful. You may think it's something harmless and you pass it on and it winds up being seen by a minor. You send it to a minor thinking it's no big deal, and all of a sudden you're charged with a felony. With these electronic devices, you just can't be too careful. So if you're charged with one of those types of crimes, where there's a sexual image and it's either involving a minor or it was passed on to a minor, or even a text message. I mean, it can be anything. You've got to be really careful, and if you find yourself charged with one of those, then you need to get a lawyer and you need to look at that evidence. because you may have valid defenses. They've got to prove that you had the intent, the required intent, that you were in possession of that image or that video, whatever it was. There may be some defenses there when you've got some kind of device involved. Really just depends on the case. But for you to decide what you want to do in one of these cases, you've got to look at the evidence. And that starts with having a good lawyer, somebody who can break it down for you, tell you what you're looking at, explain your defenses, help you formulate those defenses and get ready for trial if necessary. But these are very serious crimes. They can carry up to 30 years in jail, and as I mentioned, registration on the offender list after that. So very serious. Please get a lawyer if you are charged with one of these. My name is Patrick Stegall. Thank you for watching.